Although, like,
that's a comment.
okay. All right. Tom Schwartz just came out and said he's stepping out and he's not really talking to you anymore. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, he didn't say that actually.
He didn't?
It's been corrected like 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you guys are still
just
talking.
Hear what they want to hear. He said he's indefinitely over the talking about Scandoval.
Okay.
Not Sandoval.
Yeah.
Scandoval.
Okay.
Yeah. So this will be like probably the 5th or 6th time that's been cleared up. But
All right.
You know.
I just had to make sure.
Yeah.
So apparently, they forgot to tell Tom Sandoval that his bromance is over. And apparently, Sandoval didn't watch Jax and Brittany's, or listen to, I should say, Jax and Brittany's podcast that Schwartz was on, which was his first solo interview. Because that is where he says he's taking a break from Sandoval, from Tom Sandoval. Not Scandoval, Sandoval. Read my lips, Tom. He's taking a break from you because you are toxic. Take a listen.
If you watch the show, it looks like my world revolves around Tom Sandoval.
I know.
Jax, everyone outside of this little world. You know, the show's very authentic and the editors do a fucking awesome job. But like, you would think my life revolves around fucking Tom Sandoval and Raquel. And like, it could not be further from the truth. Like, I'm Tom Schwartz. I did not have an affair with Ariana.
Right.
I'm not, you know, like this is not my life. But yes, I'm an unfortunate confidant. And yeah, man, it's like you know, I don't every time I try to like recount the whole timeline, I end up looking like a bigger idiot because it's not my story to tell. And no matter what they show on the show, whatever Tom or Raquel says, no one's going to ever know that full story except for Tom Sandoval and Raquel. And again, the reason I bring this up is just so people can get an idea of how consumed I was in my own little world. And maybe that's one of my regrets is that I was so kind of like nonchalant about this. And I just accepted everything that Sandoval told me about it. You know, why would I not believe him? You know?
So to make things clear really fast, Tom, because you said that he did tell you he had a one night stand. So did he tell you about the one night stand before Sheena's wedding and then told you more?
It was after the wedding. And then we had like this moment where we sat down and he's like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm losing. I feel like me and Ariana are inevitably going to break up. Maybe I'm naive for saying this and people are probably going to gag. But from my point of view, with all the shit going on in my life, the little bandwidth I had to assign to his life, it just seemed like things kind of went back to normal for a while. It didn't feel weird around them, you know? And like, yeah, we all hung out, but they were good. They always had people around them as buffers. In hindsight, like I feel like I kind of got used a little bit. I really do feel like I got used.
He said he feels like he got used.
I was just trying to tap into that. I fully on believe that because I feel like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm your friend, but I do feel like Tom Sandoval does take advantage of you, of your kindness. And you are. He 100% does. You can tell me that I'm lying, but I 100% believe, and I'm never wrong. You know that. I'm never wrong. I honestly think he takes a little bit of advantage of your kindness with not only just that, I think with the bar, with the scheduling, with him going on tour, and you guys are in the middle of opening a bar, and just I think with a lot of things, not just this in general, but I'm talking about this goes back 12 years with a lot of different things. I think he kind of takes your kindness, you know, and kind of uses it a little bit. I mean, do you agree or you disagree?
I do. In this case in particular, I really feel like he exploited me because I do love Tom and I took to heart everything he told me about like Ariana. Like now that I've heard her side of the story, I'm just she has like vehemently denied all of this stuff. Like, he insinuated that there's certain things I don't want to say anymore.
No, I don't want to say what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, say what you're comfortable with. But I definitely think that he is saying a whole different side of what she was saying. I mean, she was like, we were he was talking about that they broke up on Valentine's Day. That was not true. Like, she completely denies all of that. And I believe Ariana. I think that Sandoval,
open relationship in a hot tub.
I think that Sandoval was trying to just make himself look better for the things that he did to her. And that's my honest opinion, because he is like one of the most hated people right now because this went so crazy. So I think that he might be trying to use anything he can to make her look bad. And that's so terrible because she was the one that was so hurt in this situation.
And I do think he does the coaching thing, because we were watching the reunion on the way here from the airport, and how mad he got at the cameras for not wanting to film him with her by himself for 1 minute.
Raquel,
it's like, why couldn't? Yeah, he wanted to film. He wanted to hang out with Raquel during the lunch break
without cameras
while you were doing push-ups. He wanted. No, I'll joke aside. We'll get into that in a second. But while joking aside, he wanted to be with Raquel for a good 5 minutes, and he's telling the producers this: "Can I just be alone? Why do you need the cameras not to be there unless you're coaching her on what to say? There's no reason for the cameras to go away, because you should be able to say whatever you want in front of everybody, because that's the show we signed up for."
Well, and they said, Raquel said something like, I can't remember word for word what she said, but it was so embarrassing to watch. She said something like, "We haven't lied about anything other than the affair." I was like, oh my gosh, that's like everything. So what do you mean?
That's a doozy.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Well, no, but everything. Listen, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I mean, I know we started talking about the timeline, and then I guess in hindsight, even when I didn't know, I knew, because like, listen, even if they did stop hooking up until around like January, he came to me and told me that he's in love, and it's like real deal, and he's gonna, he's 100%. He's breaking up with Ariana. He's already tried before, but like, this is not like just like a fling. He's in love, and then And in hindsight, thinking back, I mean, at the very least,
wait a minute. I don't mean to cut you off, but what about, like, you didn't even like think it was like, you didn't feel? I know you, and I know you get uncomfortable in weird situations. You were going to tell me that you were not uncomfortable at all during Big Bear, when you guys all four you went to Big Bear.
Yeah,
that must have been so uncomfortable for you. I think.
Dude, thanks for bringing that up, because that is the perfect example of Tom being incredibly selfish and almost rabid, dogged pursuit of pleasure with this affair. He put a lot of his friends, not just me, a lot of his friends in very uncomfortable situations. We had that trip planned for a long time. We were hyped about it. The bar's open. We're going snowboarding. And then last second, he's like, by the way, I want to bring who. And it made me feel super uncomfortable. I barely saw her, so I don't. It's not like she came out with us snowboarding.
Right. She was like in hiding in the room, right?
It's just, dude, that's he really, really just like got lost in the sauce and was like,
Did you like that whole trip up there? Did you guys go together? Did you drive up there together? All four of you?
Yeah, me and Tom did, not Raquel. She came separately. Me and Tom drove up there, and that's just that. It like
did you at any time say, hey, after a couple drinks, being like, hey, what are you doing? Just what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
By that point, that's when I really started listen, relatively speaking, Schwartz style. I was like, dude, you have to fucking tell Ariana. Right. He's like, I know. He's like, I'm going to, and I'm like, well, I've pretty much broken up with her. I'm like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah, that is so.
There's no try, only do.
Yeah,
you don't try to break up with someone. But like,
you said that. Oh, sorry, I want you to keep talking, Tom. Sorry, I just got so many questions for you.
Please jump in at any time. But around that time is like, we're like that. For me, from my point of view, that's when things really like the tide turned. I was like, oh my God, this is like a full-blown affair.
Like, how did Ariana not know that she was up there with Tom snowboarding?
She didn't know.
If I go check the mail, Brittany, and I'm longer than 5 minutes, Brittany's calling the cops.
She didn't know. I don't think there was any like photos posted with her there, and I don't think that Ariana thought anything was going on to even like worry about that. You know what I mean? So but I know she wasn't worried about that.
But they went out to dinner, right? All four of you guys went out to dinner. I'm sure somebody saw you guys out there. I'm sure somebody saw you out there that knew the show and was probably like, what the hell are these four doing together?
In my defense, based on the information that Tom Sandoval had given me about his relationship, like, he's one of my closest friends, and I bought what he was selling with the little bandwidth and attention span I had to give to this whole situation. I believed him, and like I said before, and from what Ariana's saying, it's all bullshit. He sold me a shit bill of goods, and I don't know. Maybe that's one of my biggest regrets is maybe I wish I would have done more due diligence. I don't know if maybe I should have gave him an ultimatum, or
that was one of my
like if
I really was just so fucking consumed with my own life, and I really believed what Tom Sandoval told me, and it made me.
So are you mad at Tom Sandoval? Like, have you talked to him about how shitty of a person he was to even you?
Yeah, where do you guys stand right now? You two.
He has apologized. He has apologized to me a lot. And by the way, I'm glad you brought that up, because like one thing, you know, I'm in the bars every single week. I'm in Schwartz and Sandy's. I'm in Tom Tom, and one thing I've gleaned from a lot of patrons and people who like the show is, first of all, like, yeah, they're like repulsed and disgusted by this whole thing. It's vile. It's like indefensible. But like, they're like, one thing they always say is, they're like, you know, from our point of view, it doesn't seem like he has like remorse or contrition.
Exactly.
And like Raquel too, and it further like exacerbates the situation.
How do you go about your friendship / business partner? How do you move on from this?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I guess.
He made a big mess, and then, you know, he left it for us to clean up back at the businesses, and, you know, and it's hard for me not to be resentful of him.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break from Tom right now. I haven't seen him in a while.
I'm glad to hear that, Tom. That makes me happy, honestly, because you deserve to have that space and be able to like focus and like, you know, have your time. And I know like how devoted you are to your bars. Like, you are at Tom Tom, you are at Schwartz and Sandy's all the time, and you love talking to people, and you're so good at what you do. And I feel like he just like took off on this tour.
I'm happy for him. I know he's very passionate about the band, but like the optics of it, I'm just, not even from my point of view, but people see that he's up there and he's, you know, singing his heart out. He's got his shirt off. It just looks like he has no contrition, or it looks like he just doesn't give a fuck, and he's living out his rock star dreams, and good for him. But it just, man, I think that's one thing I've gleaned from like all the people in the restaurant. They just don't understand like the lack of remorse. I know he fucking regrets it, but like he doesn't do a good job of showing that. And he's got to, I'll say it again. He's got to drop the ego, man. Heart, humility, and stop. Like I want to say this again for emphasis, man. When you have a full fucking blown affair, your side of the story ceases to exist.
Exactly.
That shit is obsolete. And just got to move forward.
And Raquel, like, just how she like smiles and stuff talking about it, like that almost made me throw up. I could not believe that she was just grinning ear from ear to ear about it. I was like, what is happening right now?
Every week I go back and forth. I'm like, is she an idiot or is she calculated? Like, I can't figure her out. Like, I can't tell if she's smart or she's just really dumb.
Well,
like,
what I want to know
is, I can't figure it out, because there's some weeks where I'm like, she's a moron. and I'm like, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute, maybe she's calculated. Like, I can't figure it out. And I got a good read on people. I usually can read people pretty well, and I can't read her at all.
Seems like she doesn't have emotions either.
Yeah, she doesn't.
You guys just reminded me of, what did Andy say? Andy, I remember Andy on Watch What Happens Live was like, sorry, like, are you mad at Raquel? And I think I said something like, not really, actually, which I know she's just as fucking guilty. I mean, it's cold-blooded.
Oh, yeah.
What she did. But, like, from my point of view, it kind of just seemed like she was along for the ride. I got to be careful what I say.
She seemed true. Like I believe that, too.
I don't know. Like, man, Tom just had, like, this dogged fucking pursuit of pleasure. I've never, I feel like
it is midlife crisis-y. Like,
it is. It's like, dude, I think he kind of, like...
And he blew up his whole life.
A little bit of a diva mentality where he's like, I'm untouchable.
We'll just ask you like one more question, Tom, because I know we've kept you for a while.
It's okay.
But I want to go back to how Sandoval told you that he was in love with her. I'm just wondering, just like the rest of the world, are they still in love? Are they together? Like, what is happening? Because it kind of pisses me off if they're not together after they blew everybody's lives up. You know what I mean? Like, if they're not even together now, what in the world is happening?
That was the last thing I said to him before we left the reunion. I was like, dude, after all the shit that you put me through and everyone else around you through, I was like, you better marry this fucking girl. And I'm happy to report that I have no idea. I have no clue, and it could not make me happier. I don't want to know any secrets.
Oh, so you're that like far away from him? Like, you're not even talking to him right now about stuff?
No, he's been on tour nonstop, so I haven't seen him or talked to him in a long time. I mean, he's been on tour for like months, which probably is good for his mental health. Not that anyone cares about that. And I'm certainly not going to make the mistake of advocating for hugs for Sandoval again.
No.
Yeah, on that note, like, just a reminder, you guys, my name is Tom Schwartz. I did not have an affair with Raquel.
We
know, dude. Love ya.
My world does not revolve around Tom Sandoval. Okay, I'm not like a character in his movie.
Yes.
I'm trying to make my own movie, and yeah, man, it sucks. Like on the internet, it's just I've gotten absolutely roasted into oblivion, and I've been reduced to like an accessory to an affair. It's like Jesus Christ. Anyways,
you can't look at that stuff. You got to take a break from that shit and just turn it off. And that's just keyboard warriors. That's people that have nothing to do with their lives and like to sit behind the keyboard and just type because they know you're never going to respond. So don't look at that shit. Don't look at that shit. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Like I said, relax, take some time for yourself, meditate, do whatever you got to do. Hang out with different people, go to the beach. Keep going to the bar and seeing people because everyone is going to Schwartz and Shandy's. I'm sure is there to see you. No one's there to see Sandoval. So,
yeah, seriously.
They all know that you go there all the time. They all know that's your pride and joy and it's your baby, and you've invested everything that you have in that. So, I love going there. It's fun. The food is freaking awesome.
Thanks,
have a great
dude.
time.
I appreciate that.
3 times that I've been there, I've had a great time. But in closing out, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here too. We really, really appreciate it. I know you have a lot going on in your life, and I know you're not doing too many of these podcasts, but Brittany and I just really, really appreciate it. We love you to death, and we're always here for you, and we're always going to be here for you. And I guess we'll just see you when we get home.
As far as the T-shirt comment, you're getting a lot of hate for it. Do people take it out of context?
Yeah, they did.
Or is that what you really meant?
That is, I've never body shamed Ariana ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was just taken out of context.
It was not. No. I don't know if that was taken out of context. I think people added their own context to it.
Okay. So
it had nothing to do with her body or anything. It had to do with somebody being very just unenthusiastic.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unenthusiastic.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to have sex with me and I just unzipped my zipper and said oh, hurry up, I gotta meet somebody for lunch.
Yeah.
It was more about the enthusiasm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Also, when's Raquel getting out? Do you have any? There's a lot of people just want to know.
No idea.
So you have no idea.
No idea.
You guys still talk or?
Yeah, I just don't want to comment on anything with her. I let her tell her own story.
Okay.
When she's
right.
ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get that.